The learning component of the model includes crafting classroom activities according to the best principles of promoting learning. The principles of learning are active involvement, patterns and connections, informal learning, direct experience, reflection, compelling situation, frequent feedback, and enjoyable setting. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model.
So I thought the first step would be, how about looking at the CD one more time and seeing how we can improve upon this, because we made a few mistakes, didn't we? We made a lot of mistakes. True? So let's go through this, and I want you to think about how we can improve this. If you want to take some notes, you certainly can. But eventually we'll brainstorm and come up with a list of improvements or things that we liked about the CD for the new one we're going to be doing.
The instructor is conducting a class activity whose purpose is to review, critique, and improve a previous CD-ROM project on Iowa. The students engage in reflection as they think about the format, organization, and content of the HyperStudio presentation on the CD.
So what could we do differently to make this good on both platforms? Can you think of some solution? Yeah, Kurt?
They're good on PC.
Okay, so we're going to try to do it on a PC. Since Mac seemed to read PCs really well, we're going to try to do this on a PC with a PC burner and put a Macintosh player on there. Okay, good. Let's do the fun facts. Okay, flip through there just a little bit. Remember, this is the information we put on there. Do we need an information section like this or not on these reports? Think about it. For example, timelines. Should we break those up and put them on here in separate sections? You just kind of flip through there, Whitley. That's fine. How should we do this? Be thinking about that. We have a lot of variables here.
The students work in groups to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of the presentation, thinking about changes they could make that would improve the quality of their next class project. The students take a couple of minutes to think individually about possible changes. They write down their thoughts and share their insights with their group members. The students engage in reflection as they assess and refine the processes and materials they use to create the CD. The instructor's frequent feedback includes positive statements about how the students interact with their peers during group work.
Let's stop there. Good discussions. Focus up here a little bit. I heard some really good comments, people really thinking. In fact, it was kind of interesting. People sat there for a couple of minutes just kind of thinking, which is appropriate, isn't it? They're thinking back to what we did and what we want to do. And I saw a lot of that. People just kind of thinking, taking a few notes and so on. Then they started talking and discussing and agreeing on things and maybe disagreeing too, which is really good to see.
The teacher's comments are concise and specific. He targets his comments at the things the students did well, reflecting, taking notes, and expressing both agreement and disagreement. The teacher also gives the students the opportunity for active involvement by allowing them to decide which elements of the project to keep and which elements to change.
What's one improvement we should think about making? Freddie?
Maybe like making the background lighter instead of dark.
Okay, maybe just better background, better coordination of things. Okay. We found out that some of the colors on the background didn't look as good with the text. Is that what you're talking about? Some of the greens and purples and things like that. Okay. Remember last time we typed in normally in black and white and then changed it later on? So be aware of that. Good point. In fact, a few groups had that. Didn't you guys have it in the back group? I think? Okay. What else? Andrew?
A little more organized because there are like big buttons and little buttons and they're all just everywhere. It might look a little better if we like put them in rows and columns or something.
Okay, there's a big word for that. Anybody know the big word for what he's talking about? Andrew? Continuity. Okay, some continuity there. Yes, Andrew? Or I'm sorry, Maxwell.
What we were discussing was like planning before you load stuff on the computer. Like draw it out by hand and then start loading and then designing.
Okay, like a plan. We're going to have that as one of the groups. In fact, we'll start that over here. That's going to be the storyboard group, which we did not use last time. And they're going to make that plan just like they do in the movies. Okay, and TV shows and so on, so that's exactly right.
The instructor encourages participation by having the students decide on the components that each group of students should be responsible for, such as the CD cover, the storyboard, proofreading, burning the CDs, checking the validity of the websites they use, and scanning pictures. The students also think about the skills they want to learn when they decide which group to join.
as we go through these, think about what group you'd like to get involved in. And Sarah, what was your point about the groups? You had a point about these.
Well, like if you wanted to do something and you like scan and you don't know how, then could you still be in that group?
Right. And the answer is yes. Okay. So Sarah's saying, you know, she wants to learn how to scan. We've had maybe a few people doing that. She'd like to be in that group to learn, not necessarily to lead. Same with the burners group. Only a handful of you have actually burned the CDs. So we'll put you in that group as well. Good point. Storyboard, cover, scanners, what else?